Hello, we are back in Crafting Crimes. I previously covered this one. There was just the one free experience, which was this murder here in this house. And I've just paid £1.99 for the second episode, which is the Wonderland murders. Let's start doing stuff. So that's the Lizzie Borden one. That's free. You can download that one and do that for free. As far as I know, it's still free. I just paid $1.99 for this. I'm thinking $1.99. You can't even buy a sandwich for that, can you, these days? Maybe like just a plain ham sandwich, but who wants a plain ham sandwich? Apart from maybe someone that's intolerant to dairy. But yeah, anyway, I digress. Let's get on. 81, discovery of 4 bodies, Hollywood home, covers dark world of drugs, nightlife, and fallen adult film star. Guessing that's this fella. Let's do it. We're going in. We're now to recenter. Hello. So it's hand tracking this experience as well. Basically, you get to play around with the models. It's like a reconstruction of a crime. They're just it's nice. Crafting Crimes.
Hi, I'm Carol, and I'm a
Hello,
storyteller
Carol.
with a miniature
How you been
twist.
keeping?
For years, I've been combining my passion
These are
for
nice.
model
These
making with
have
my
got
interest
depth to
in
them. These
true crime.
images.
From unsolved murders to infamous heists, I've recreated real-life crime scenes in miniature, layer by layer,
Cool.
object by object,
It's a fun
to see
job.
if there are any hidden clues in the tiny details that might reveal a missing piece of the puzzle.
Nicely put together. I think what I found with the first one was it perhaps just didn't quite. There's something missing. Wasn't quite
Welcome
offering
to
enough.
Crafting Crimes.
Oh, shut up.
Today we're going to build a
Sorry,
scene of
Carol.
one of Hollywood's true crime stories. A case involving drugs, gangs, and a
Carl's
famous
surname goes
porn
way
star.
off the screen there.
Let's
Look at
dive into the Wonderland murders.
that. Let's. Oh. Look at that smoke effect.
July 1st, 1981. It's a typical warm and dry summer day in Southern California. Music fills the
Get a
airwaves,
bit close to the
traffic
board.
clogs the streets, and in a house tucked away on Wonderland Avenue in the Hollywood Hills, 4 bodies lie waiting to be discovered.
Oh.
Violence and drug-fueled chaos weren't unusual at this house, and for good reason. It was home to one of the most feared criminal groups in Los Angeles, the Wonderland Gang.
Ah.
Among the dead, the gang's leader Ron Lanius,
Right, Ron.
his right-hand man Billy Deverell, Deverell's girlfriend Joy Miller, and Barbara Richardson, a visitor and the girlfriend of another
She looks a bit
associate.
moody.
Out of the 5 people in the house, only one survived.
Gosh.
Susan Lanius, Ronald's wife. She suffered severe skull injury that ironically saved her life.
Oh.
What was the motive behind this vicious encounter? Who wanted the Wonderland Gang silenced, and why?
You feel like you could just
Let's
take
build
that
the
jar.
scene. But before we get started, let's get you set up.
Let's get me set up. Oh. I step back a bit. Here we are. Here's the table
When
then.
beginning a new case, I like to start with the floor plan. It's the literal foundation of a location, and sometimes of a
I
story.
might need to lower this, Carol.
The Wonderland house is a 3-level open plan layout built above a garage with stairs leading up to the main entrance on the side. I've already placed the garage in its spot, so we can move on and build the living areas.
There's the garage. Alrighty. Where do we start then, Carol? Here's some pieces. Oh, yep. Oh, they get bigger when you pick them up. Okay. That looks like a kitchen, right?
In crime scene reconstruction, good references are key. With this case, we're lucky.
What
The
else do we
LAPD
want?
filmed the entire house
do the
upon
stairs.
arrival.
Oh,
The Wonderland house was notorious as a drug house and a place where there was always something going on.
there's the dining room.
Constant activity, a revolving
living
door
room.
of people, arguments, fights,
Where's that
loud
going?
music. It
Don't-
was that
don't get
house
that
on the
one.
street that was always noisy.
Where? That
The
way.
kind of place where cries for help might easily
Look at the
be
wallpaper.
ignored.
That's so cool. Wow. Oh, here we go. It's got a nice little balcony on it. Look. There we go.
The living room. When police entered the house, this was the first room they discovered. A completely wrecked living room with blood spattered across the walls and even up to the ceiling. It's hard to imagine the chaos, so let's furnish the room and bring the scene to life.
Cool. It's very simple, limited interaction, but you got various bits of furniture. Let's find the sofa. That looks so cute. Look at the little sofa. I wonder if that's what the sofa actually looked like then.
Richardson was said to have been sleeping on the couch when attackers entered.
Lamp table. That's the lamp table. Looks like a speaker to me. Ooh. Oh, I think I just dropped that. I did. Try that one again.
Although some of the decor might have carried over from the 70s, the year is 1981.
Coffee table.
A surface in the house that probably saw more drugs than coffee, despite being called a coffee table.
Armchair.
Reports indicated that the victims were beaten with pipes, so perhaps the
gosh,
intruders entered
brutal.
carrying some hard metal objects. I was born in the 80s, and building for this project certainly had its nostalgic moments.
I was born in the 70s, but I remember the 80s very well.
Based on the likely points of entry, the living room may have been where the events of that night began.
Okay. Oh,
Next to the sofa, soaked in her own blood, was the
look at this
body
shadow.
of Barbara Richardson. Barbara was just 22 years old and had only been visiting when she met her
Spooky.
fate. She wasn't involved in the gang's activity, but the killers were on a mission and were indiscriminate in carrying it out.
oh,
Crime scene
Blood
investigation
splatter.
has come a long way since 1981. Police took careful note of all the blood soaked into the couch and up the walls. For this model, I used glow-in-the-dark paint to depict the blood spatter across
good
the scene.
choice.
The killers certainly made a mess, and they weren't quiet either. But still, no one called the police. After the living room, police make their way up the main staircase to the house's upper bedroom.
Oh, not the way it makes your room dark. Okay. Is that the bathroom? There's the bathroom. Oh, cute. And another balcony. That's quite fancy, isn't it?
This was the bedroom of Joy Audrey Miller and her boyfriend, Billy Deverell, the second in command of the Wonderland gang.
Okay.
This room had been torn apart by attackers. Let's take a look at how it appeared when police arrived at the scene.
Television. Whee! Look at that telly. Not sure that's how tellies look.
Police
back then.
found a TV by the bed, still on, and turned to channel 3.
Is that significant? Got another lamp.
The ransacked house indicated that the attackers were looking for something.
That's when I went through the drawers, which I'm placing here.
The nature of the attacks suggested the victims were brutally beaten to death.
On the bed. There's a hammer or some sort of tool there.
The bed was covered with empty drawers and clothes. In the crime scene video, an investigator pointed out a hammer at the edge of the bed.
We can see that.
Billy Deverell was a heroin addict and was arrested numerous times in relation to his addiction. His body was found severely beaten, lying at the foot of the bed.
We
Miller was
can't
the one who
rotate the
actually held the
table.
lease on the Wonderland house. Her attackers had completely caved in the front of her head.
Oh gosh. That is spooky. There's all the blood
Now
splatter
we need to go to
again.
the back of the house to the mid-level bedroom. Just a few steps up from the kitchen area is the bedroom of the gang's leader, the ruthless Ron Lanius.
Whoa. This is really interesting. This is a really nice way of doing it. Really nice way of doing it. Okay, so what have we got now? Closet, bathroom, and another bedroom. There's the bathroom. Pop that in there.
Police found the faucet still running. It seemed the killers had the sense to wash up before they left.
I wish I was a bit taller. I'm sure you can lower the table. Don't remember though.
When police entered this bedroom, they didn't just find another body, but a survivor who was barely clinging to life.
Gosh. Well, let's get the furniture in. There's another lamp.
Just like the other room, This room was also covered in blood
TV.
and completely overturned. Lanius had served time in federal prison for smuggling drugs,
Ed?
and investigators believe he'd been responsible for... The killers weren't just
Oh,
out for blood.
I cut her
They were
dialogue off then.
searching for something.
Need to be careful of that. Where did it? Oh, there she was in
And
the
in the
bed.
bed lay the body of Ron Lanius, the gang's
Oh, hey.
fearless leader.
He's in the bed.
Ron Lanius was found beaten to death on his bed. He didn't seem to have a chance to fight back. His wife
She's a-
Susan was found gravely wounded more
Foot
than
to the
10
bed.
hours after the home invasion.
Gosh,
She was taken to intensive care and ended up surviving the attack.
it's a long time
She
to
was
lay
left
there like
partially
that, isn't it?
paralyzed, with brain damage and no memory of her attackers.
Oh,
There's
bloody
one
hell.
last critical
Handprint.
piece of evidence
See
to
the
add to
handprint?
this room. Police found a bloody handprint above
There.
Ron Lanius' bed. The
It's a bit
handprint belonged
careless.
to a once prolific adult film star, John Holmes, aka Johnny Wad. He was
Ah.
well known to the Wonderland gang, and as it would turn out, was at the center of it all.
Gosh.
That's it. No more bodies. We're nearly complete with the Wonderland house. Just put the roof on to complete the model. Then
Ooh.
we'll start reconstructing the timeline.
Okay. Here's the roof. I've lost a hand. I've lost my right hand. We'll use the left hand to put the roof on. I'm not fussy.
And there
Hands
it is,
back.
the Wonderland house, a piece of Hollywood true crime history. 4 dead and 1 permanently disabled. What really happened here? A drug deal gone wrong? A gang dispute? And why did investigators find the handprint of a porn star at the scene? To find out, let's rewind the clock and reconstruct the timeline.
Okay.
We need
Love
to
the
go
old
back 2
chalkboard.
days before the murders. John Holmes had starred in over 500 adult films. However, his growing drug addiction began to impact his ability to perform, causing
Oh,
him
dear.
to lose work. He became entangled with the Wonderland gang, owing them money from
The
a
reflections
bad deal.
on the photos.
Given his close relationship with ruthless kingpin Eddie Nash, Holmes hatched a plan, orchestrating a robbery of Nash's home by the Wonderland gang to clear his own debt. As part of that plan, Holmes would visit Nash during the day, and
Left
while
my hands
there,
behind.
he'd leave a side door to Nash's mansion unlocked.
Ah.
That night, Wonderland members Ron Lanius, Billy Deverell, and David Lynn rob Nash at gunpoint while dressed as cop. Nash is furious and becomes suspicious of Holmes. Nash orders his men to bring Holmes to him. He beats and threatens him until he eventually gives up the Wonderland gang. Which brings us here in the early morning hours of July 1st, where John Holmes leads 3 men armed with blunt objects into the house to carry out Nash's revenge.
Oh. Oh, this is spooky. Look at the shadow of the car. It's all done with shadows. Right? It's a really tasteful way of doing something that's quite scary.
It remains unclear how Nash's men entered, but presumably Holmes got them in.
Door opening. Ooh, that's a spooky noise. Oh god, I'm inside the house practically.
First, the attackers take out Barbara, who is asleep on the couch.
Oh, the sounds are really eerie. That is really spooky. Gosh.
If they were hoping to find her boyfriend David Lind, fortunately for him, he was not home at the time.
That is very fortunate for him.
The attackers move upstairs to
Up
the
the
3rd level
stairs.
bedroom.
Oh, now we're there. There's my hand floating around again. Oh, it's really eerie. Like, I know it's not
Take out Joy
graphic,
Miller
but it's
and Billy
really
Deverell.
eerie.
They tear the place apart, searching for the stolen goods.
Won't be a problem. Let's move on.
Now the attackers move into Ron's bedroom.
That's a pokey looking room, isn't it?
Judging from how he was found, it was likely he was still asleep. His wife Susan is left savagely beaten on the floor. The attackers probably didn't realize she was still alive.
No.
The attackers wash up before they leave, leaving the faucet on, and exit the scene. Despite the screams, no one called the police. It's not until later that afternoon that police are finally called after neighbors hear the sound of moaning coming from the house. When they arrive, they are met with one of the most gruesome murder scenes in Los Angeles history. Police quickly link Holmes to Nash, but in a case where almost all witnesses are drug-addicted criminals, it's hard to get anything to stick. A year later, Holmes is tried for the murders, but his defense successfully presents him as a victim who was forced to participate. Holmes died of complications of AIDS in 1988. Eddie Nash is charged with planning the murders, but he beats the rap with a hung jury, 11-1 to convict. In the year 2000, prosecutors try again, this time charging Eddie Nash under RICO statutes.
He looks as old
Nash,
almost.
now dying of emphysema, admits to bribing the sole holdout juror in his first trial. He also confesses to ordering the home invasion, but denies planning the murders. This is truly a story of two wrongs don't make a right. Two criminal acts within a tight-knit circle that ultimately spiraled into a brutal mass murder. How did the attackers get into the house? And was John Holmes really an unwilling participant? To this day, no one has ever been convicted of the Wonderland murders.
There you go.
Thanks for joining me today. I hope you've gained a literal new perspective in crafting this crime. So, what other crimes should we build a case for? Join me next time to find out.
Will do, Carol. Cool. So, is that worth $1.99? Well, it lasted longer than a sandwich, that's for sure, especially a plain ham sandwich. I think so. I feel like they could do more with it, but what it does really well. It's very atmospheric. It draws you in. If you like spooky murder sort of stories and things, I think absolutely worth it. Absolutely. For $1.99, you can't go wrong. Some people will be disappointed and say there's not enough there. I understand that as well. You've got to like your crime stories, and you've got to want to experience it hands on. I like the model concept. I don't know. It feels like there's something missing. I can't quite put my finger on it in terms of the level of depth and immersion. But they're good. I'm probably going to buy the next one. What is the next one? Don't know. We'll look at it. Oh no, we can do it this way, can't we? So the Mona Lisa. Will I purchase that? Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Do you want to see another video? If you do, if you want to see me experience this one, then leave a like and comment. Thank you very much for watching. I will hopefully see you again soon. Most importantly of all, take care of yourself. Ta-da. Bye-bye. Bye. See ya.